So you've come here because you want to rent a property or maybe buy a property in Big Bear to rent. And I am creating this video to hopefully help you. There will be a series of videos that will follow this on some of the pitfalls we faced, some of the great things. About a year ago, my wife and I, we purchased a very small cabin, 500 square foot cabin up in Big Bear, California. A 1-bedroom, 1-bath, really cute and quaint. There's a link to our website down below. You can take a look at some of the pictures. It's a beautiful place. It was very cheap, considering what you get and considering the money that we've gotten as a return as a rental property. It's a very cheap way to try and make money, and it's surprisingly been very successful. We can only tell you, my wife and I, after a year of renting the property, of how it's worked out for us. And obviously this can't be relied on that it'll be exactly the same for you, but I'll tell you what we've done. I'll tell you what you need to think about. We'll talk more about these things in detail. This will be a short kind of outline of what I hope to talk with you about in future videos. As you're buying, now certainly you want to get a good realtor. Susie Lerma is somebody, L-E-R-M-A, in Big Bear, who we've had a tight connection with for the last really 4 years as we've been looking. And she's fantastic with Keller Williams right now. If you want her details, you can certainly private message me, or you can look for her online. You want to think about what your total expenses are going to be. Now, with a small place, we got a small place for the primary reason that we knew the expenses were going to be smaller. And I would say that with utilities, we don't have cable, we just do internet. And we have a Roku up there, which works just fine. And with just a nice 55-inch TV, it came with the house. That was a plus. See if you can do that when you're buying. We'll talk more about that stuff later. But our total outlay probably is somewhere just on utilities of about $350 to $400 per month, give or take. More like closer to the $350 side. So it's really not that substantial. I mean, obviously you add your mortgage, you add property taxes. There's a few other costs. We'll talk more about it. There's actually a transient occupancy tax up in San Bernardino. You have to apply for a permit, and if you don't, and they actually have people looking online to see if you are renting out your place in some of the formal places we'll talk about in a sec, and if they see you and see that you don't have a transient occupancy tax permit, they're gonna get you, and you'll have to pay. There won't be any penalties. They'll get you and make sure you're gonna pay it. I suggest doing everything right. We just got a very interesting bill, speaking of cost, that was strange, a $117 bill, apparently once a year, for forestry. It's from the State Board of Equalization. I saw it and I go, oh my goodness, I hope we're not getting audited or something. And it's just a bill for a forestry related thing. I think something that Jerry Brown passed. That's about $117. Like I said, I had no idea that was coming, and there it is. So that's just one time a year. Certainly you want to get insurance. The thing with insurance up there is very hard to get, especially in state. You're going to have to go to a foreign insurance company and cross your fingers that they'll be able to pay in the event that there's damage. Haven't had a problem so far at all, but better to have it than not. And we pay approximately $650 to $700 a year for insurance, homeowners on the property of like $100,000, I think, something like that, of liability, maybe a little bit more. Now, you're going to want to register with your property with a vacation rental site. The three main biggies are vrbo.com, airbnb.com, and flipkey.com. Those are the three biggies that you definitely want to be on. The only thing is that you want to make sure they don't all sync together. There is a way to sync them together, but still it's not perfect. So you want to make sure you keep a good handle on your calendar so you don't double book. 3, you want to find a very good property manager up there. I found a great one. If you want information on them, I can give you details. I interviewed a few. I went with a private person. People that lived up there for 40 years. They charge me a lot less than some of the corporate ones up there. There are corporate ones that will handle it and do everything for you. I take the reservations in, and I just inform my property managers when they need to open and close. It's pretty much that simple, and I dig that right now. Maybe in a year I might get tired of doing that, but so far so good. For branding and getting a website, again, the link to our website is below, and we branded our cabin as the Love Nest. It's a small place. It can house as many as 4 legally. That's what our permit allows, but it's really appealing to couples. And so the Love Nest seemed to be a good branding for that, and it's turned out very well for us. So branding, whether it's decorations or something that you do, we'll talk more about that later, is something I'd highly encourage. Something that we didn't think about is actually storage. If you can get a cabin with a shed, that's fantastic. You can put your toilet papers and things as long as it's weather resistant. We have a cabinet that's inside the bedroom that we keep locked. It contains the toilet paper and the paper towels and extra dishwashing liquid, our towels and sheets. We'll talk more about that, how that works later on. So that's a brief summary. It's actually going 6 minutes. Thank you for looking into this. If you want to talk with me, I can offer my services as being a consultant to get you started, to tell you where to go, to tell you what to do in order to get you to start making money on your rental property. You can call my office. It's a law office, but I will also be just a consultant's office as well for rental properties in Big Bear at 818-783-7998 is my office number. I'm located in Sherman Oaks, California. You're more than welcome to come in. We'll talk about your particular needs and how much it would cost for the consultancy. But thank you for watching. Look forward to subscribe if you want to see some future videos related to rental properties in Big Bear, where I'll have a lot more details. If you have questions, you can put them down below, and I'll carefully try and answer them and maybe talk about them in the future video. Take care. God bless.